Hello, this is Wicked Shrapnel, and this is my first impressions of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare multiplayer. And one of the first things I'm going to say is the 4-bar is a lie. You'll see me bring up my the scoreboard in the game a few times, and sometimes it shows like the majority of people are on a 4-bar, and that is pretty impossible since this is like really early in the game release cycle. As far as like how populated the servers are, I was getting matched with people that were in Massachusetts, California, Michigan, Canada, like all in the same lobby. I would ask people like what state they live in, and you don't expect, if you're that widely geographically dispersed, to have everyone be a 4-bar, which it's not going to happen. It's just, you're too far away. It takes time for things to travel across the series of tubes known as the internet, and you're going to have poor connections. And it'll come up and it'll show like I have a 1-bar, and then it jumps to a 4-bar, and I know that it's not a 4-bar because you can just feel the lag. And even in this game, I would say that even playing on a 1 or 2-bar is at least tolerable compared to some other Call of Duties that were not. Like I could not play on a 1-bar in Black Ops 2. MW2, you can get away with some lower connections, but you are punished. There is definitely some lag and things that, you'll be shooting a guy and they'll instant kill you. It looks like they killed you with one bullet, and you look on their screen and you came around the corner and didn't fire at all, and they saw you way before you saw them. That type of thing. It still happens, but you could still overcome it, I guess, in Advanced Warfare. Like this is a 1-bar game example, and I'm on top of the leaderboard with the most kills, and I was able to overcome it. And the gun that I'm using, I think it's the ball. It's a ball with some numerical value behind it. It's the first gun, assault rifle, and it's unlocked right at the beginning. And it's a good lag busting gun because the longer you hold down the trigger, the faster it fires. So it starts increasing its fire rate the longer you hold down the trigger. So if you get on target and you're holding down the trigger, it's going to be shooting faster and faster, and you can kind of overcome some of the lag problems. And I expect that to be resolved in the future. I think that there will be, majority real 4-bar lobbies that I get into in the future, but this was early, and I am playing on PS4. People ask why I was playing on PS4. It was the only copy that I could get early. I will be playing on Xbox. I got it for 360 and Xbox One as well. I looked at the 360 version, and graphics-wise, I didn't really play it. I looked at like the menu and looked through some of the menu stuff, and wow, it is much lower resolution quality looking-wise than the next-gen consoles, PS4 and Xbox One. So looks much better on next-gen or current-gen consoles. So if you could play it on the newer consoles, I'd probably recommend it quality, like graphics wise, but I've yet to play the 360 version to see how it compares, like connection wise. So graphics aren't everything. So I will reserve my final judgment until I'm actually able to play them all and see how they actually play. But my most used gun is this one, which is it's unlocked. You don't have to unlock it. Rank up to unlock it, and I think the SMGs are really weak in this game. And I think what's the only SMG that I really like is, I think it's ASM-1. I don't have all the guns memorized, but it's like ASM, I think. And the first one that you unlock is okay as well, but the ASM is much better. And what else? Snipers mostly suck balls, except for the Moors, and it's actually fun to use the Moors. It's a single shot sniper, and when you hit clips with it, I'll say clips like montage, it's really rewarding. So It's not as easy as like MW2 quickscoping, but when you actually hit your shots, the sound it makes is awesome, and it's really rewarding because it is challenging. And I'm not the best sniper by any means, but I've hit some good shots, and it made me all warm and fuzzy inside. So if you are a sniper, I would compare it to maybe Black Ops 1 sniping, which I think that's the kind of sniping that I would like to see in games. MW2 sniping, it might be fun for you, but it's way too easy, and it griefs other people, like other people in the game that are trying to play the game. When sniping one shot, you're instantly dead. There's nothing you can do to counter it. So at least in this game, it's a little more challenging like it was in Black Ops 1. And it takes skills, man, to hit them shots. What else? The maps are mostly big in this game, but with the exosuit and the faster movement, you can get around them pretty fast. So I like the majority of the maps. There's a couple that I'm not a big fan of. There's a temple one that's like there's some pyramid in the middle with open all around, and people just try to get to the middle and get on top of it and shoot at people down all around. So it kind of promotes a little camp-tastic type of gameplay. And that's another thing that I want to mention is in this game, they kind of punish rushers. People that use the exosuit, you'll get pinged every time you move on the map using the exosuit. And unless you use a perk to suppress it, like the blast suppressor, I think it's called. So you have to use a perk, which makes your character less strong because you're using up a perk slot. Or else you're going to get pinged on the map for moving. And that is... it just drives me nuts, because you want people moving around the game and playing the objective in your game. Why are you going to punish people for moving? You should be punishing the people that aren't moving. You should be pinging the players that are sitting on the edge of the map, not playing the objective. Like if you sit in a certain spot that is, and you're not actively capping a flag or securing a hard point or something like that, holding it down, you should be pinged on the map, and it should highlight you like it does with the threat grenade, so that they can see you through all the buildings and see right where you are, and everyone can hunt that camper down and kill him. That's the kind of Call of Duty I would make, not punishing people and pinging them on the mini-map if they move. So that I am not a fan of that. Let's just say that. And what else can I speak to? I'm really reserving my final judgment until the game's fully populated and connections improve, which hopefully they will improve. But it is playable on a 1-bar, and score streaks for the most part suck. But I'm glad that they're in the point system. So since they suck, I can actually get points for not using them. The system hack score streak, I will have to say, is the most ridiculous score streak that has ever been put into Call of Duty ever. It's like EMP type of annoying, except it's not a support streak, but it's really low to get. I think it's only like 600 points, and it is point streaks, which that's a good thing that I am going to say. Score streaks are back, so they do reward objective type play, and I've actually outscored people that had twice as many kills as me just because I'm playing the objective, and I like seeing that kind of reward system to say something positive. But that system hack, it just throws up this thing on your screen with a big skull right in the middle of the screen. If you're about to be in an engagement, you are going to get killed because you can't even see anyone on your screen. And it's relatively, a low streak. So I'm not a fan of that streak. Don't know why they put annoying shit like that in the game. But what else? The rest of the score streaks, I haven't really gone for like high score streaks. The Paladin, I think it's called, that's a pretty beastly one, but it costs a lot of points to get, and I've been battling on a 1-bar, and to actually get a high score streak like that without dying, you can't play the objective and not die on a 1-bar. At least I can't, and I don't know. I have seen people call them in though, and mostly I've seen people in Dom and Hardpoint that aren't actively on the Hardpoint getting those things. So, Do I think the game is worth it? That's something else people have been asking me, and that's really something you have to decide for yourself. I do think it's fun to play. The new movement system does take a bit to get used to. People are moving around really fast, and there are still campers and dark corner McDougals and dirty Dick in the Dirts. So that hasn't changed, which if they implemented my counter, my system of pinging them on the minimap, I think that would fix that problem. But I don't expect to see that in any Call of Duty anytime soon unless they bring me in and help me make an anti-camping Call of Duty. I wish I could make one. But that's pretty much my thoughts. Overall, I'm having fun on the game. I just wish for better connections, and I really haven't been able to use many other guns besides the bow. The AK-12 is pretty good too, but it's not as strong. So that's all I got for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to be streaming on my Twitch channel. So I'll talk to you later. Take it easy.